here today, I thought of sharing with you the journey that BDO in Malaysia went through in terms of employer branding. And to give you a brief idea, before the pandemic, pre-COVID, BDO in Malaysia, we hire about 150 to 200 fresh graduates annually. This is a reasonably large number for some people, some organizations out there. And I think this recruitment number is very much driven by the industry. Being an audit firm, we do have our people as our core asset within the firm. They are the value drivers for our business. And so with the growth of BDO in Malaysia, as well as we have offices within the regional ASEAN as well, and this would be in countries like Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam, and Laos, there was this tremendous growth that we will need to have to build up our human capital. The second is also development of talent pool. As you know, it's very typical of accounting firms where graduates will join the firm, work for 3 to 5 years, and then after that they start seeking different career paths. So we always have this challenge of needing to build up this talent pool for this eventual departure of our staff as they start to focus more on their specific career objectives. So we had lots of recruitment challenges when we first started. Some of these are initially, I think when you look at it, the industry that we operate in is notorious for tight deadlines. As you know, audit firms, they always say if you are able to work day and night, then you are suited for audit firms. And so, you know, BDO as our business is really the provision of audit, tax, advisory, and outsourcing services. It's highly compliance-based and with tight reporting deadlines and of course long hours, particularly during busy season. So it's not exactly an organization which is seen as, you know, sexy or having this wonderful work-life balance. So it's not attractive to a lot of young people to start off with. And on top of that, we were also competing for talent against the big four accounting firms who had, compared to BDO, a much longer and stronger brand presence locally as well as globally. So before we embark in this exercise, BDO used to be only hiring the reject candidates from the big four. You know, basically those that didn't meet the grades and that didn't meet the interview requirements. And in fact, I think back in 2013, 2014, we did a survey and we realized that the undergraduates out in the market in Malaysia, about 60 to 70% have not heard of BDO before. So through our exercise with employer branding, I think right now we did a quick pulse check of graduates knowing BDO, and I think that number has the graduates that did not know BDO now has dropped very much to about ranging around 30 to 40%. So that gives us a good outcome of our efforts. So the third is also limited dedicated resources. So for us, we started off with quite a small team within the People and Culture division that embarked in looking at employer branding and recruitment. And essentially, because we were a small team then, we were not able to participate in a lot of job fairs, particularly those that were done outside of Malaysia, like in the UK. They have that, they called it the UKEC, and also in Australia, which is the MASCA. So these are Malaysian graduates who studied overseas, and there's all these fairs to hire them to come back to Malaysia. And so our presence were not very much out there and not enough, essentially. And of course, also, we are looking at the war for talent, right? And we are now competing with very, very exciting startup and companies and gig economies, you know, where they have, unlike an audit firm, which is probably seen as very traditional and boring, some of these new startups, you know, have fantastic offices. They walk in feeling like they're actually at home. And so it is a challenge for us to compete with such exciting companies that are up and coming and appeal very much more to the younger generation, because they seem to appear to have good and great work-life balance, lots of flexibility.